As the age of the Titans drew to its final days, the storm clouds of destiny began to gather on the horizon of the universe. It was not merely the end of a reign, it was the death knell of an entire generation of giants who once ruled the sky, the earth, and even the souls of the world. And the fiercest war in the history of the gods, the Titanomachy, would carve an everlasting scar across the cosmos. 1. The first lightning bolt, the rise of Zeus. In the suffocating darkness of Tartarus, Cronus, the usurper of the heavens, could no longer sleep in peace. The prophecy of Gaia had once driven him to swallow his own children, but fate, like a blazing iron wheel, continued to turn. Zeus, the youngest child whom Rhea had saved, was now grown. With the guidance of Metis, the goddess of wisdom, Zeus discovered a way to make Cronus disgorge his siblings, Hestia, Demeter, Hera, Hades, and Poseidon. The 5 gods emerged from the dark womb of their Titan father, carrying with them curses, blood feuds, and a burning hunger for justice. There was no turning back. 2. The divine alliance and battles that split sky and earth. The world was divided. No neutral ground remained. The war to decide the order of the cosmos was more than a clash between old and new generations. It was a conflict of visions, to cling to power through fear or to build a new order on hope and justice. And the one who lit the spark was none other than Zeus, son of Cronus, survivor by his mother's cunning and bearer of a promise for a new age. 1. Zeus, the quest to gather the gods. After freeing his siblings from Cronus's belly, Poseidon, Hades, Hestia, Demeter, Hera, Zeus understood his own strength alone would not be enough to overthrow the Titans. So he began his journey across existence, from the peak of Olympus to the abyss of Tartarus, from the womb of Gaia to the icy heights of Atlas, seeking allies. Poseidon, lord of the raging seas, at first stood apart as a cold observer. But seeing Cronus imprison divine beings and witnessing the rot of inherited power, he chose to stand with Zeus, not for family, but for principle. Poseidon wanted a world where power no longer meant oppression. Hades, more reserved and profound, hesitated at first, but when Zeus argued that he needed a guardian of law and justice in the realm of the dead, Hades realized Zeus sought not only to overthrow, but to rebuild. Thus, the god of shadows stepped into the light and took up arms. Other gods, too, rallied to Zeus's cause. Themis, goddess of justice, who abandoned her loyalty to Cronus for a world of moral order. Prometheus, son of Iapetus, a titan of foresight and compassion, who saw the future in Zeus and rejected Cronus's tyranny. Styx, goddess of the sacred river of oaths, was the first to bring her children to serve Zeus. Nike, victory. Kratos, strength. Zealous, zeal. And Bia, force. She also made all oaths sworn to Zeus unbreakable. When Styx chose Zeus, her sacred waters became the judgment of gods themselves, the annals of Olympus. The Hecatoncres, the 100-handed giants, and the Cyclops, the one-eyed smiths, once imprisoned in Tartarus by Cronus out of fear, were freed by Zeus. In gratitude, they swore eternal loyalty. In the end, they would tip the scales of war. 2. The faction of Cronus, Titans loyal to the old power. When Cronus felt his throne tremble, he gathered the mightiest and loyal Titans. Atlas, indomitable giant son of Iapetus, who believed only in brute strength and the old order. Menoetius, Atlas's brother, ruthless and violent. Hyperion, Coeus, Crius, Oceanus, many Titans who were once neutral, but out of fear of extinction, sided with Cronus. Their descendants, too, the second generation of Titans, except traitors like Prometheus, were bound to fight. Upon his colossal throne atop Mount Othrys, the Titan fortress, Cronus summoned storms, wielding primordial thunder, yet untamed. Unlike Zeus, who united through belief, Cronus bound his army with fear. 3. The war erupts. 10 years of cosmic upheaval. The war raged not only on Earth, but in the heavens, beneath the seas, and within the bowels of the world. Each battle was a storm of divine fury. 1. The assault on Othrys. The war begins. After freeing the Hecatoncres and Cyclopes, Zeus and his siblings launched their first strike, an assault on Mount Othrys, stronghold and symbol of Titan rule. Zeus hurled the first lightning bolt, crafted by the Cyclopes, tearing the heavens as it struck Othrys's highest tower. The Cyclopes unleashed volleys of blazing thunderbolts that shook the mountain. Poseidon rose from the seas, unleashing tsunamis that tore through Othrys's defenses. Hades opened vast chasms of darkness, swallowing careless Titans into the earth. Though Othrys did not fall, the blow announced to all the war had begun. 2. The Battle of Thessaly. Fire against the gods. The Titans counterattacked. Hyperion, the light of destruction, marched forth. He wielded the blazing sun like an inferno, raising a wall of fire across Thessaly to halt Olympus's advance. The ground melted, the air suffocated, flames devoured all. This was the Titans' first devastating strike. But Nike, goddess of victory, would not let the fire consume hope. She led the Olympian host through the inferno with unshakable faith. With her, Olympus regained momentum and slowly pushed Hyperion back. 3. The heroic clashes of Thessaly. When the firewall fell, the war turned to single combat among champions. Kratos and Bia, children of Styx, crushed Cronus's giant legions with sheer might. Astræus, titan of the stars, hurled meteor storms, but Zeus, embodiment of zeal, broke them with unyielding spirit. For 7 days and 7 nights the battle raged, the earth soaked in blood, the sky bereft of moon and stars. 4. The final assault. Olympus versus Othrys. By the 10th year, Zeus knew victory required Cronus's defeat. He rallied all forces for a final offensive, from Olympus down upon Othrys. Zeus himself led, hurling thunderbolts that shattered Othrys's final walls. Poseidon struck earthquakes from the sea, collapsing its foundations. Hades summoned the fallen Titan souls to rise and sow chaos among their kin. The Hecatoncheires hurled boulders and toppled towers, shaking Othrys to its core. At last, Cronus appeared, wielding the sickle that once felled Uranus. He clashed with Zeus in a duel of fate. On one side, age, experience, and ancient authority. On the other, youth, defiance, and the light of the future. The battle raged until Zeus summoned all his might into a final bolt of lightning, tearing the sky and striking Cronus down. 5. The fall of Othrys. Immediately, Mount Othrys collapsed. The highest mountain on earth became a heap of ash, burying an age beneath it. The Titan ranks shattered. Survivors were chained, the dead became falling stars. The heavens grew silent, as though war had never been. Yet its scars would remain forever in legend. 4. The fate of the fallen. With Othrys destroyed and Cronus defeated, the 10-year war ended. Cronus, the god who once overthrew the sky, was now dethroned by his own son. Stripped of power, bound by unbreakable chains forged by the Hecatoncheires, he was cast into Tartarus's deepest abyss, darker than shadow, beyond all light. The loyal Titans, Hyperion, Coeus, Creus, Iapetus, Menoetius, Creos, Astræus, and more, were each subdued and chained with the primal flames of creation itself, untouchable by any god. Unlike them, Atlas, for his unmatched strength and unwavering loyalty, suffered a symbolic punishment. You shall bear the vault of heaven upon your shoulders, so that the sky may never fall upon the earth. Thus Zeus condemned Atlas to forever hold up the heavens in the farthest west. The image of the giant bowed beneath the cosmos became an eternal symbol of pride's downfall, but also of endurance and redemption. Not all Titans were punished, however. Those who sided with Zeus were spared. Prometheus and Epimetheus, the awakened who rejected Titan delusions of power. Styx and her children, Nike, Kratos, Zeus, and Bia, not only spared, but honored with great roles in Olympus. Prometheus in time would shape the destiny of humankind. His story, a separate chapter of compassion and sacrifice. 5. From Titan ashes, the birth of a new age, the age of Olympus. The Titanomachy was more than an overthrow. It was a transfer of ideas, duty, and power, from brute force to wisdom and law, from rule by fear to rule by order. The Titans were not erased. They became legend, the foundation of the world. As Zeus himself declared, without the shadow of the Titans, there would never be the light of Olympus. Thus ended the age of the Titans. A new chapter began, the age of Olympus, an era of gods who would walk among mortals, shaping their fates with love, hatred, vengeance, and salvation.
Now, do you understand why I named the episodes from 3.1 to 3.22? I named them after the eras of the generations of gods, so it's easier for everyone to follow. Episode 1 is an overview of Greek mythology, and Episode 2 talks about the era of the primordial gods. Episode 3 is the series we just finished, the era of the Titan gods. The next episode will explore Series 4, the gods of the Olympian era. This is the most glorious era of Greek mythology. It's also the age of the most human-like gods, the closest to us, and also the most powerful.
Hit follow, like, and share so you'll be notified when new episodes come out. Thank you.